Walk a cold, thin
After the
line.
McDermott family left us, we started off with a quiet morning coffee, and then we went to this beautiful restaurant for breakfast.
Hold the fear inside.
And then the next morning, one of the crew passenger ships arrived at Kuron. Philip is sitting here with two of these caps on his hand, and so we went to the dentist.
With you now.
We had flapjacks for dinner and enjoyed a lovely sunset. Well, can you believe it? The next morning we went to the doctor for Philip's ear. After all the diving, he struggled a little bit with his ear. After the doctor, we went for lunch at this Indian restaurant. We had a relaxed evening on the boat, enjoying watching the boats coming back to the harbour with their tourists. We left at 6 o'clock in the morning from Kuron to Puerto Princesa. It was a nice, fresh, crisp morning. Philip is just checking the sails.
That's what I'm talking about.
A little bit of early morning traffic, not very serious. We went past this resort. We had a perfect calm sea state. Unfortunately, not a lot of wind, but it was a great morning. You want to say something? Oh well, that was not much, but we had a nice lunch, and as you can see, the sea state started to become more uncomfortable. There is something incredibly inspiring about a beautiful sunset and an amazing sunrise. Philip is going to take over his duties, and I am going to rest. Yeah. We've made some good speeds, and as you can see, there's a lot of traffic around us. You will notice this little kink in our track. That's where we drop the mainsail. The entrance into Puerto Princesa Bay. They came out to show us our mooring ball. Perfect spot. Philip went for a quick spin to the Puerto Princesa Yacht Club, and we had a relaxed evening on the boat, watching the big bats flying over the boat. Words cannot describe this beautiful sunset. The next evening, there was some fighter jets flying over the bay.
So high and hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Flying, get on board.
The farewell man.
Farewell.
He's farewelling nowhere.
It was very special to see Graham and Magda, Roy and Jane again, and we had a wonderful time at Puerto Princesa Yacht Club.
Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it.
We had an early morning departure from Puerto Princesa to Kota, Kinabalu. On the way, we saw some dolphins. We had strong currents against us and winds against us and swells against us, but well, here we go.
Yeah,
What do you want to tell me about the weather? And
it's bad. Scary. Dark.
dark.
Ominous.
Yeah.
So far, pretty crap for sailing. Lightning everywhere.
Cause I feel you're straying too far.
The plotter display shows the surrounding weather conditions, with red indicating approaching weather and green receding weather. Philip on his knees, staring into the abyss like the Grinch, looking for the code 0 in the fall peak.
Don't know what it is that you feel. Don't let it tear us apart.
Some of the dangers en route are these unmarked fishing markers. Can you imagine sailing here at night? What a nightmare.
Listen to the voice in your heart. My heart is your home.
A fisherman out to check on some of the fishing traps.
If you ever feel like
And with that beautiful blue clouds in the distance, it's my next squall on its way. Brave soul to try and fish in this weather. We sailed about 8.5 to 6 knots, and the wind was quite strong, about 24, 27 knots. The plotter issues a warning when the wind speed exceeds 25 knots.
on me when you need someone to be the one.
About this weather?
It's wet. Windy.
Yeah. Strong wind, huh? Because of the protection provided by the helm station enclosures, it is quite comfortable in adverse weather conditions. Often on shallow shores, you have to contend with large numbers of small fishing vessels like what we encountered here. We also received over the telephone a heavy rainfall warning. Are you ready for your night shift?
I'm ready.
Are you?
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. Okay. Enjoy.
Thank you. Enjoy your sleep.
I felt very sorry for Philip because he was very busy during my day shift with all the squalls coming through, and now he's entering into his night shift. Philip survived his long night shift, and I took over by sunrise the next morning for my day shift. On my way to Kota, Kinabalu, near the Balabak Strait, I encountered several vessels passing me, and as a highlight of my shift, a pot of friendly dolphins decided to come and entertain me. We've reached the end of the Philippines, and Philip got up from his day's rest and waving the Malaysian flag. I think he's happy that we're entering into Malaysia. I went past this fishing trawler, and you never know how long the fishing net is behind the boat. Philip took over his night shift, and he had a horrible night shift. It was strong current against us, swell against us, wind against us. At one stage he only sailed 2 knots. Horrible. And then I took over my day shift. Kota decided to keep me company. Nothing actually improved. The sea state was also very horrible. Still current against us, swell against us, and wind against us. But here we go. I did not do much better than Philip. My speed is 3.5 knots and quite bumpy. A little bit later in the day, Yati decided to join me as well. It was still very bumpy, passing a lot of fishing trawlers. When the sea state is this confused, it is very difficult to spot any dangerous floating objects. The end of this voyage is eventually in sight as we are approaching Puerto Kinabalu Sutera Marina. Being settled in Sutera Marina was indeed a relief.
Hello.
How was the trip?
Crap. About 2 days straight.
Yeah, horrible.
Both engines.
Especially from last night.
At some stage, 2.4 knots.
Yeah.
Against the wind, against the current. Almost
Against
3
the
knots
swell,
current.
against everything.
Against the swell.
Yeah.
Against all odds.
Yeah.
But we are here.
Yeah, and it's
Marina
great.
Autumn.
Yeah, nice.
Good to chill.
Yes,
And your trip.
and
And your trip.
horrible. Hate the trip.
You had fun this morning.
It was a horrible trip. From
Why?
last night. Huh?
Why?
Exactly what you were saying. Against everything, against all odds. Against the wind, against the current, against the swell, against the everything. But now we are here in this clear, clean water and lovely marina. We cleared in to Starbucks. And then we had a dinner at the mall. It was so good to just have a relaxed evening. We went back to the marina and just had a relaxing evening. We didn't do much more the next day. We went to the mall. We had a coffee at the Marina restaurant. Thanks to the McDermotts for this t-shirt. As you can see, he wears it very proudly. Clearly, the voyage to Puerto Kinabalu also took its toll on the cats. The Marina restaurant prepared for Valentine's Day. We had a nice time.
Ramai sumandak sibuk menunggu. Oh minggiging si bakal unduk ngadau. Belinggang linggang
Dentist.
Waiting for the dentist.
Sampai menangis lempeng berhabis.
Heavy weather. We experienced such heavy weather and we still needed to return to the boat. After enduring the worst part of the storm, we walked back to the boat, soaking wet, but we still had fun.
Muka cantik memang tidak.
We didn't do much the next day, but we enjoyed a beautiful sunset and had a relaxing time on the boat.
Paksa pemenang kau mencari. Unduknya jauh gelaran diberi. Satu sahabat nanti-nanti.
We popped into Starbucks and later enjoyed a lovely Indian dinner. Back at the boat, Philip fed the ducks some cat food and they seemed to enjoy it very much. Mocha also decided to come over and see what's happening next to the boat.
Pahlawan, pandai masak nasi. Muka cantik-cantik memang tidaklah.
Here we try to inflate our new Takacat tender. We purchased the lightweight Takacat tender because our high-field main tender is way too heavy for the two of us to drag on shore. What makes the Takacat ideal is its fully inflatable, air-bed and hyperlon tube construction, weighing only a fraction of the weight of the main tender. Philip later enjoyed the ride on the tender. Feedback will be provided later about our experience with the Takacat.
Cari unduknya jauh gelaran diberi. Satu sahabat ternanti-nanti. Kalah atau menang ada yang
Every day.
You're the quackers.
Mix. What is this?
The cat's frustration. They ate your food.
We absolutely love Kota Kinabalu. It is such a relaxing place and we just enjoyed our time here. This became a daily ritual, feeding the ducks and watching the sunset. We visited an exhibition in the Imago Mall that showcased the beautiful traditional housing and culture of Malaysia. Additionally, we enjoyed a wonderful traditional Malay dance. Mocha enjoyed her sunset time on the boat. The sunsets in Kota Kinabalu are just absolutely amazing, and I think the closest how I can describe it is by this beautiful poem by Lewis Kim. The poem Sunset. As the day comes to a close, I feel my heart take flight, for the sight that awaits me is truly a beautiful sight, with hues of orange, pink and red, painting the sky so high. The sunset takes my breath away. It makes me want to sigh. Each night is a different show, a performance of its own, with colors that changes and shift, never quite the same, never quite shown. I watch in awe as the sun dips below the horizon line, and the sky is filled with wonder, a breathtaking sight divine. After that amazing sunset, we had a nice dinner at the yacht club. Thank you for watching. In our next video, we will be on our way to Brunei.
Hold the fear inside that greets you with the day.